going to the grocery store. We're gonna do like a Try Guys challenge, Try Guys inspired challenge, where Vince is gonna get 4 mystery items. And Try Guys. I mean chopped show. But the Try Guys did something similar the other day from what they already had. But anyway, we're gonna go to the grocery store because we're actually almost out of things. Especially the dogs, like food toppers, like ground beef. So we're gonna go to a different grocery store. I mean, it's Ralph's, but different location. Wish us luck. So we didn't do the challenge. I was too lightheaded. So we might do a challenge based on what we have in the pantry. And we'll see how that goes. Got 2 minutes before I start grabbing my things and heading over to the client's home. I am, for the first time, assembling a bicycle, a beach cruiser. I watched some videos online and kind of familiarized myself. It doesn't look too crazy, and I think the instruction manual is pretty precise, pretty detailed with pictures and everything. So hopefully everything goes great. I am assembling it outside, so hopefully it doesn't rain per the client's request, which is totally fine with me. Plus it's like an outdoor item, so kind of belongs outside anyway. But I got booked at 2:30, I believe, and then the task was supposed to begin at 4:30. So I don't think I've started a task this late in a really long time. So hopefully I won't be here late into the night. Plus I have to move my car if I park here beyond 6 p.m. anyway. But wish me luck.
Come on, big son. Come here. Come here. Alright, come on. That's it. Let's go. Let's go.
Oh, good boy. 65 pounds.
Shit, he's probably like 80 pounds now.
I just had this brilliant idea to write all of the hiragana for Vince to learn, because it's difficult to learn hiragana, but in order to read and understand and remember the words in Japanese, you gotta know the basics. And the basic form of Japanese is hiragana. So I'm gonna draw it out or write it out for him. And I also need to refresh myself because I actually couldn't figure out how to write binsu in hiragana. I got my cheat sheet here from the web. I'm gonna write it and I'm gonna try not to look at it. But if I forget it, then I have it in front of me. So I have the very top ones here, which is akasatana, kamayarawa, and then I'm going to do the vertical ones under each main one, down now. So it's I, U. So last night, Vince and I were watching the Neil Brennan Netflix comedy special that came out in 2017, where he had 3 mics, and on one he was talking about, he was doing stand-up, on the other he was expressing his personal experience with just his family, depression, and I forgot what the third one was about. I think it was like a longer stream stand-up, but anyway, it really resonated with me how much he was sharing about his life, the oversharing, and how you can make someone you don't even know connect with you in that way. And like, I keep thinking about it. That's why I wanted to talk about the power of oversharing and why I started my YouTube channel in the first place. It all comes back to connecting with people and how great it is to have YouTube. So, long story short, the short answer is I started this current channel because I wanted to keep myself accountable as I move through shifting careers and learning from the novice level to whatever level I'm going to get to in the future, and just show how it's possible to completely shift careers in a different industry and start your own business and just kind of, you know, do your best. And I wanted to hold myself accountable by showcasing how many mistakes I make and the little victories, and by doing so I wanted to track my own progress. It's also for myself to preserve the memories when my time comes to go away, and for me to access when my dog's time to go come, and I can always look back at these videos and see my memories with them live, kind of, you know, in video form, and how beautiful that is to have that. So that's also another reason. But connecting with strangers is one of the other important reasons why I started the YouTube channel. And that's the short answer. But I kind of wanted to go back to 2007, 2008 when I started the first channel. And that was because in 2007, when I turned 18, I was a junior in high school. Or no, I was starting my senior year in high school when I was 18 already, because I got held back when I moved to the United States because I couldn't speak English when I moved here. And so I started with ESL classes, and then by the time that I was about to graduate, because I was a year ahead, I was already 18 in my finishing junior year. And so to have a cheaper rate to this in-state tuition rate, I moved to Washington State because I wanted to go to University of Washington from Hawaii, and I moved with a friend of mine and her mom, and we lived in the boonies of Washington. And I just remember this particular moment where I had moved there with just $3,000 saved from like working at Paradise Cafe, which was a food court. And I just remember one day feeling so sick of relying on them to drive me everywhere, because for the first time in a very long time, and actually I think at that point I never really experienced how far things are on the mainland, because before that I lived in Japan where you can walk everywhere, or you can take the train, or you do take the train. And then in Hawaii, our whole lives in Hawaii, like my 10-12 years of living there, we never had a car. We would rent a car on my dad's day off or something and drive around the island, but that was about it. We would go as a family to the grocery store and would come back with 2 bags each of plastic bags, walking home with groceries for the whole family for the week or something. And I would walk to work, I would walk to school, sometimes take the bus here and there, but public transportation was great, and I just loved walking. So I never really understood how far things can be living on the mainland. So anyway, I just remember this particular time, high school had ended, or the high school day had ended, and instead of asking my friend for a ride home, I stayed late or something to do something at school, and I decided to walk home. And I can't even remember how far our school was from her house. So it was like a chilly, gloomy, overcast Washington day, and in high school I used to like to wear like office looking clothes, even though I've never had an office job. And so I was wearing these like gray capri slacks with flats on, and I walked in the boonies all the way back to my friend's house. And I remember when I finally got to her house and I walked in through the door, her mom was home, she was home, and I was just like hit with the heater because it was so warm inside the house. And that warmth and how long I walked and how numb my feet were, I went straight to the room that they had provided me, and I just bawled my eyes out because I just felt so helpless. And fast forward the next year, I had gotten 2 jobs. I had a lot of help along the way, but eventually I got to a point where I had 2 jobs, my used car, and I was able to go to school and I had my own studio apartment. And I just remember that phase of life, that hurdle was not helplessness because I had my own means finally, but I was just so lonely and so sad, and I didn't really know how to express those kinds of feelings before because I never felt it like that ever. And so I just remember really liking YouTube and finding a connection with these people, with these women that were my age, sharing their life about makeup, about things they purchased, like doing hauls, groceries hauls, doing their hair. And I think the two main ones that I watch, obviously Michelle Phan, was Fafinette, and then also It's Judy's Life, or It's Judy Time. And I just felt so comforted by the fact that there are women that kind of, they didn't look like me, but that I related to, that I felt like I could be friends with. And that, like, making that connection really inspired me to make my own channel. And I filmed some videos, and I don't think I ever figured out how to edit it, so I didn't upload any of them. But I really liked YouTube. I would watch it all day long. And then fast forward 4 years later, in 2012, I finally posted a video on my channel, and on my channel, my account, and I posted a video called How to Deal with Death, or How to Deal with Grief, or something. And I posted that video, and I filmed it because I didn't know how to express how I was feeling to the people around me or to my family after my mom had passed away. And so 2 months later of her passing, I posted a video after I talked to my camera about how I was feeling, and I said I wanted to hold myself accountable of how I am now and how in time I'm gonna be not so sad. So I uploaded that video, put it out there, and I just kind of left it there and didn't check it. Would tell a couple of my friends, my closest friends, about what I did and what I filmed, and I let them, if they wanted to, watch it. But otherwise I just kind of kept it to myself and then just left it out in the universe, or out in the internet. And I don't know at what point I found out, but last I checked, which was like at least a year ago, it had like 32,000 views. I put it back on private because I had on and off put it on private, put it back on public. And I think during one of the times I was changing the status of it, I realized that so many people had commented on the video and shared their story and was connecting with me, and just the amount of really young kids that would say, oh, I'm only 9 and I just lost my dad 6 days ago, and this really hurts, I don't know what to do. And like older people that were like, it's gonna be okay, you know, thank you for sharing, and it's gonna be okay, you're gonna get through this. And then on top of that, I kind of stopped checking my Facebook for a long time too, and finally I had some kind of urge to do it, and I saw that there were people, had messaged me, strangers that I didn't know, saying, hey, you know, I lived in Hawaii too, or hey, like I know you don't know me, but I found your channel and I found your Facebook, and I just wanted to let you know that I support you and you're gonna be okay. And just reaching out to me, people that I had never met. And I thought that was so nice and so unbelievable and so awesome. It was just like, wow, you know, like who would care? But the fact that I saw this and it was a real thing, and people out there that I don't even know would actually take the time to comment and reach out to me and actually go out of their way to find me, was just so awesome, like so nice. Like I couldn't believe it. So that was another reason why I was really falling in love with YouTube and the idea of a channel. And this all goes back to what we watched yesterday, and how this simple gesture of deciding to overshare, and as much as we can tease other people for oversharing their food or whatever silly little thing they share on Instagram or YouTube or whatever, I think that there's just so much beauty in that. Anyway, so I think that will be the end of this portion of this video. Thank you so much for watching. I post videos on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturdays, and you can subscribe if you'd like to. I think that if you ever thought about starting a channel or starting some kind of social media where you make yourself vulnerable, or you overshare, or you share about your personal experience, just know that you could be helping somebody, or you could be helping yourself, because someone out there might listen to it and be able to connect with you. And just making that connection, whether they help you or give you advice, or whether they're just there to respond back, I think that's such an important way to realize that you're not alone, and realize that if you wanted help, there's someone there. So anyway, I'm gonna continue on with the day. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.